All right, this person said, "You, ma'am, are a very beautiful race hustler. You should stop it." All right, this person said, "I found out my great-grandpa was not a great guy. How do you sit with that?" Definitely have that in my very close family story. I shared this maybe 2 years ago, and I know that I'm like the person that's just all gung-ho for doing all this stuff, but I just don't feel ready to deal with that or look at it or think about it, and I don't know if I ever will. Hi, I'm Danielle Romero. Thank you so much for being with me here on my channel where we talk about American identity and family stories. And this was one of my Sunday hangout videos where I'm going to be answering your questions or responding to your comments. And Friday videos are for like deep historical research, deep dives on different topics about family tree, ancestry, DNA, American history, all that. But if you have a question for me, leave them in the comment to this video so I'll be sure to check. And I have a couple more to share with you. So let's jump over to those. Okay, so the first question is, what do you do that's got nothing to do with genealogy? Like, what's your dumb hobby? That's so fun. Let's see, what do? I can tell you what I used to do. I feel like YouTube does take a lot of time, for real. And I do all the editing and managing everything by myself right now. So it just takes a lot of time. I taught myself how to quilt a couple years ago, and I really liked doing that, but then my sewing machine broke and I don't really have a good spot to like lay out all my stuff, so I stopped doing that. And a couple summers I was like really into keeping roses alive. I have like 20 rose bushes, but Nashville summers are so weird. Like last summer, I think it was like no rain. Like no rain at all. And then this summer's been really, really rainy. And like some of the roses like that, some don't. And so it was, I don't know. I just had to like let that go. Let go and let God. Because if you love a plant, your heart will get broken. My heart has been broken many times by the stuff my plants do. I also have orchids. I keep those in the house and they do really well. I always heard orchids were hard to take care of, but basically orchids just want to be left alone. And they just want water every other week and they're happy. So that's what I do. I also like working out, not hardcore, but I really do like lifting, and I like rowing and I like sprinting. So I try to do that. And I want to like cooking, but I am not a kind of a person that measures ingredients. Every time I make food, I could never replicate what I made again, which is awful. I know. Not much of a chef. And I really am old, so I like taking walks. I love being outside taking walks. What are my hobbies? Wish my husband was here so he could say. I also collect vinyl records, so I have those right over here to the side. And I like sitting on this couch and putting on a vinyl record and just chilling and not looking at my phone or anything and just enjoying the music. I'm sure I'm gonna think of a really cool hobby that I wish I told you after I finish this video. Next question, what's your degree in? So this is interesting because there was actually, a couple of years ago, someone sent me a link to people complaining about me not being qualified to do my YouTube channel, which there's no qualifications, like who cares? But what they wanted me to have for qualifications, I actually have above and beyond. I have an undergraduate degree in history, and it was in, actually it's a double major, but it was Russian language, literature, and post-Soviet history, and also American history. So that's what I did. And then my graduate degree, I have a master's of education, and I wrote my thesis on multicultural mathematics. And so this was like a long time ago. I really like teaching. I love history. I've always loved history. But when I first went to school, funny enough, I wanted to be a journalist, and not necessarily like on TV, but maybe just like writing articles or whatever. It's just funny to me that it's come full circle that I could just do it myself. We can just do this together and look into stuff and investigate. And the world has changed a lot. So that is what I wanted to do, and that's what I majored in. Okay, this person said, hot take, but I think doing genealogy is just therapy for people who won't go to therapy. But no shade, I do it too. Yes, I think that actually doing genealogy can be helpful, therapeutic, might I say. It certainly has been for me because there are ways that my family behaves. Let me see how I can say this. My mom will laugh when she watches this video. She knows what I'm talking about. There are ways that my family behaves where they don't want to give you information and they're kind of sketchy about it. My Grammy would just laugh at you, just pretend she didn't hear you or whatever. But now I understand that that wasn't just like a personality quirk. That literally was a learned behavior from her mother. Like, how do you handle dangerous questions? How do you handle situations where people are like inquiring about your background? And I found out later, my grandmother actually told me it. She was told, like, just ignore it. Don't engage with it. So doing genealogy, doing the research, and has been really eye-opening because I've found out a lot of the behaviors of my family are actually rooted in something that I can point to and look at and understand why. And it doesn't mean it's a good way to behave necessarily, but at least knowing why has helped me to understand people better. I can identify it. And that does feel therapeutic, but I don't think it takes the place of real therapy. Right, this person said, "You, ma'am, are a very beautiful race hustler. You should stop it." I'm not sure if he's saying stop being beautiful or stop being a race hustler. I do not feel like I'm a race hustler. That is a thing that I hear from time to time. But it's interesting because I actually feel like I'm the opposite of a race hustler. I feel like a race hustler is someone who wants to instigate animosity between groups of people, right? And actually the opposite is what I'm doing. The opposite is proving how we are all connected, how we have all this overlap. We aren't as different as we think. We have so much of the shared history, shared experiences. And so to me, that feels like a peace hustler, a friendship hustler, if you will. But in all seriousness, it does make me sad when people don't really take the time to engage with my videos and hear what I'm saying, because I have literally never said a nasty thing about any group ever. You will never hear me doing that. Now, I do go through some primary sources that are, sometimes they're pretty damning, but I'm a historian. We engage with primary sources and even secondary sources, and we look at them, and it's not always happy, but I don't think that means I'm race hustling. So you can let me know what you think about that. How do you not get burnt out? I did my own sheet for 3 weeks and I had to lie down. I get super burnt out. And it's crazy because what I do is it's almost like a disorder. Well, I'll be like binging Ancestry.com. And then I take a break. It'll be a thing where like I'm pursuing a certain ancestor or whatever. And I'm just like going down that trail so hard. And it's 2 a.m. every night. I'm staying up looking at it. And I'm just like, I'm done. I'm taking a break. I'm just like not checking. So I haven't actually been on Ancestry for a long time. And I don't know, maybe let me know, is that how you do your family research too? I definitely do get burnt out, and doing it for 3 weeks would definitely burn me out for real. All right, this person said, "I found out my great-grandpa was not a great guy. How do you sit with that?" Definitely have that in my very close family story. I shared this maybe 2 years ago, but we found out after doing DNA testing, and this was not the point of it, it was just an accident, that my mom's biological dad, we didn't know who he was. So the dad that raised her, my grandpa, was not her biological dad, was not my biological grandfather. And we don't have the whole story, but her biological father seems to be like a really, really bad guy. And actually, we had talked about, do we reach out to him or whatever, and I left it up to my mom because it's her biological parent. But she didn't want to do that, and I actually agree with her. I had wanted to, but the circumstances around it were negative, and it's weird. It was weird for me to be like, okay, I have a grandpa who doesn't know who I am, and it's not like he lived far away from my family or anything. And I decided, this might surprise you guys, but I actually decided to not even deal with that side of the ancestry, the DNA or anything. Like, to me, it's just nothing. I don't want to deal with it. And I know that I'm like the person that's just all gung-ho for doing all this stuff, but I just don't feel ready to deal with that or look at it or think about it, and I don't know if I ever will. And I'm just focusing on the family lines that bring me joy and peace. And so that's how I'm dealing with it, but I don't know. I guess your mileage may vary. This person, oh my gosh, I love this question. Do you ever want to just make normal videos, LOL, like you cooking stuff or something? Oh yeah, I definitely do. I've thought about doing that. Not the cooking one, because I told you I don't even know how to follow a recipe. I'm just winging it. But I would like to do that, but I just don't really know how, and I don't know what it would be about, and I don't think anybody would watch that. Because, like I said, my hobbies are very grandmotherly hobbies, where I'm quilting, I'm taking walks, I'm driving around listening to music. It's weird because I'm definitely an extrovert, but I need time to recharge. And so I think my hobbies, now that I'm thinking about it, my hobbies they really recharge me. And the other thing I love to do is go to a bookstore. Oh my gosh, I have so many books. So many books. So yeah, maybe I could just make a video of me walking around the bookstore. But that's annoying. I don't want to be that kind of a person where I'm out in the world filming and people are there. No, it seems horrible. This one I really like too. What is one thing about your great-grandmother Lola that has nothing to do with race? I just want to know what she was like. Okay, I got some crazy stories from my mom's cousin, John. He told me crazy stories. She seemed like she had kind of a crazy humor, like a crazy streak of humor. So this one story he told me that they were staying at Graham's house, and I think they had found a lighter or matches. It was matches. And they were playing with matches as kids. No, really young, but they were still kids. Playing with matches in the yard. And she came out with a devil mask on and scared the kids. And then she took it off and she said, that's why you don't play with matches. I was like, she had a devil mask? I couldn't even wrap my mind around this story, but it was really hilarious. She seemed really funny. And I just always liked that story. I thought it was really funny. Also, another thing that came up over and over again when I was interviewing my aunts and stuff was that she would walk to mass every day. She was a really devout Catholic. She couldn't drive. She never had her license, so she had to walk to church every day. She did that every day. Okay, this question. Do you sing in the car or are you a silent driver? I am singing in the car. Like, I am singing so loud. The windows are all down. Like, I am out there. I dance in the car, for real. I dance. My kids are a little bit embarrassed by me now because they're old enough to be embarrassed, but I'm having a good time. I just really like being in the car with my music, for real. These were so fun. Most of them were fun. If you want me to respond to your comment or have a question for me, will you leave it below this video? I'd love to see you. And don't forget that I'll be seeing you on Friday with a deep research video or a history video, much more in-depth, but Sundays are our time to chill and have fun. So thank you so much for being with me. I'll talk to you soon.